Hi guys, it's Miss Lauren. I'm at CDCW in the music room, and I'm going to teach you guys a music class today. It's been a really long time since I've seen you, and the last time I saw you, we were in Ireland learning about St. Patrick's Day. But now we're going to be in a new country. All right, so we are going to start out with our hello song, and I'm sure you guys probably remember. So here we go. Hello, hello, can you clap your hands? Hello, hello, can you clap your hands? Can you stretch up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, hello, can you stomp your feet? Hello, hello, can you stomp your feet? Can you stretch up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, hello, can you pat your knees? Hello, hello, can you pat your knees? Can you stretch up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, hello, can you find a seat? Hello, hello, can you find a seat? We're gonna stretch from our seats. Can you stretch up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you sit down? Can you say hello? Hello, hello. Good job, guys. All right, we're gonna go over to our map. Last time we were in class, we were right here in Ireland. I put a little green smiley face there because that's where we've been. So all of our smiley faces are all the different places we've been, but here we were last time in Ireland. Today, we're gonna be flying somewhere new. All right, we're going to be flying to Kenya. Kenya's down here in Africa. We've already been to Africa, but this is a different part of Africa, so we're gonna fly to Kenya. All right, so we're gonna get on our airplanes. And if you're at home and you don't have a toy airplane, your parents can help you make a paper airplane and you can fly your paper airplane around. Or if you have a little brother or you love airplanes and you have a toy airplane, you can use your toy airplane to go with us. All right, so I'm gonna get our music ready. And we are gonna fly our airplanes to Kenya. Here we go.
Yes, sir. Roger.
I'm a little airplane, yes I am. I have a propeller and two big wings. I hurry down the runway and lift my nose. Ready, here we go. Up, 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 and away we go. We're on our way to Kenya.
Yes, sir. Roger.
I'm a little airplane, yes I am. Flying all around the town. I fly up and I fly down. I fly in circles round and round. Make sure you wave out your window. We're almost there.
Okay. I mean, Roger.
I'm a little airplane, yes I am. This is how I always land. I stick out my wheels, fly low and slow down. Then oh, 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 I'm back on the ground.
Nice job, little airplane. Gee, thanks.
All right, good job, guys. Welcome to Kenya. We're now in Kenya. And if you look over here, in this chair right here,
Hello.
my husband Josh is joining us for our music class today. He wanted to go to Kenya with us. So here we are. We've landed in Kenya. And we are going to talk about a really cool story from Kenya about rain. Our story from Kenya is a folktale called Bringing the Rain to Kapiti Plain. This is the great Kapiti Plain, all fresh and green from the African rains, a sea of grass for the ground birds to nest in, and patches of shade for wild creatures to rest in. with acacia trees for giraffes to browse on and grass for the herdsmen to pasture their cows on. But one year the rains were so very belated that all the big wild creatures migrated. Then Kapat helped to end that terrible drought, and this story tells how it all came about. This is the cloud all heavy with rain that shadowed the ground on Kapiti Plain. This is the grass all brown and dead that needed the rain from the cloud overhead, the big black cloud all heavy with rain that shadowed the ground on Kapiti Plain. These are the cows all hungry and dry who mooed for the rain to fall from the sky to green up the grass all brown and dead that needed the rain from the cloud overhead, the big black cloud all heavy with rain that shadowed the ground on Kapiti Plain. This is Kapat, who watched his herd as he stood on one leg like a big stork bird. Kapat, whose cows were so hungry and dry, they mooed for the rain to fall from the sky, to green up the grass, all brown and dead, that needed the rain from the cloud overhead, the big black cloud all heavy with rain that shadowed the ground on Kapiti Plain. This is the eagle who dropped a feather that helped to change the weather. It fell near Kapat, who watched his herd as he stood on one leg like a big stork bird. Kapat, whose cows were so hungry and dry, they mooed for the rain to fall from the sky, to green up the grass all brown and dead, that needed the rain from the cloud overhead, the big black cloud all heavy with rain that shadowed the ground on Kapiti Plain. This is the arrow Kapat put together with a slender stick and an eagle feather, from the eagle who happened to drop a feather that happened to change the weather. It fell near Kapat, who watched his herd as he stood on one leg like a big stork bird. Kapat, whose cows were so hungry and dry, they mooed for the rain to fall from the sky, to green up the grass all brown and dead, that needed the rain from the cloud overhead, the big black cloud all heavy with rain that shadowed the ground on Kapiti Plain. This is the bow so long and strong with a string, a long leather thong, a bow from the arrow Kapat put together with a slender stick and an eagle feather, from the eagle who happened to drop a feather that happened to change the weather. It fell near Kapat, who watched his herd, and he stood on one leg like a big stork bird. Kapat, whose cows were so hungry and dry, they mooed for the rain to fall from the sky, to green up the grass all brown and dead, that needed the rain from the cloud overhead, the big black cloud all heavy with rain that shadowed the ground on Kapiti Plain. This was the shot that pierced the cloud and loosened the rain with thunder loud, a shot from the bow so long and strong with a string, a leather thong, a bow for the arrow Kapat put together with a slender stick and an eagle feather, from the eagle who happened to drop a feather that helped change the weather. It fell near Kapat, who watched his herd as he stood on one leg like a big stork bird. Kapat, whose cows were so hungry and dry, they mooed for the rain to fall from the sky, to green up the grass all brown and dead, that needed the rain from the big cloud overhead, the big black cloud all heavy with rain that shadowed the ground on Kapiti Plain. So the grass grew green and the cattle fat, and Kapat got a wife and a little Kapat, who tends the cows now and shoots down the rain when black clouds shadow Kapiti Plain. And our story about Kenya and how there wasn't very much rain in Kenya, we're going to be learning about a special instrument today called the rain stick. You guys have seen these a lot in the music class. Let's listen. So the rain stick is made out of a dried up cactus because it's really dry in Kenya. They don't get a lot of rain. So this is a dried up cactus. And then you know how a cactus has all the little prickly things that hurt you if you touch them? Well, they push them into the inside and then they fill it with pebbles or seeds or rice. And then it filters through all the little prickers, and that's what makes our rain sound. So like I said, Kenya is very dry, and they only get about 10 to 20 inches of rain a year, which is not very much. Virginia gets about 40 to 50 where we live, so we get a lot more rain than they do. So it's a very dry place. So rain sticks are thought to bring rain. If you play them and you turn them upside down, they're thought to bring rain to Africa or to Kenya. So that's why they make rain sticks. So today, we're gonna be making our own rain sticks. You'll be able to make them at home. I'm sure your parents have all these supplies that you need. So first of all, we're gonna take a paper towel tube from your paper towel roll. I painted mine this morning just to make it look a little more fun. So I painted mine, but it's a paper towel tube, okay? Then you're gonna need a piece of paper. It doesn't matter what color. You're gonna need 2 pieces of aluminum foil, a 10-inch piece and a 7-inch piece. And then I'm gonna fill mine with rice, but I'm thinking you could also fill it with beans or rocks or anything else that you have at home that would help make the sound. But I'm gonna fill mine with rice today. So the first thing we're gonna do is we are gonna take a pen, and I'm gonna trace the circle at the bottom of my paper towel tube. Okay, so I'm gonna trace 2 of them because I need one for the top and I need one for the bottom to keep our rice in, or whatever you're gonna use. So then I'm gonna take my scissors, and instead of cutting my circle exactly out, I'm gonna cut it larger, a larger circle around it. All right, and then you're gonna take and you're gonna cut slits up to your middle circle that you drew. All the way around, just slits. All right, and I'm gonna do it with the other one. So then you're gonna take your bottom piece and you're gonna fold them up. You see how I have all the slits? We're gonna fold them up and we're gonna tape them so that the bottom is covered. Okay, so I'm gonna do that really quick. So here's the bottom that I've completed. Okay, it's not perfect, but it works to keep that rice in there. So I've got the bottom piece. And then I'm gonna take my 7-inch piece of foil, which is my smaller one, and I'm gonna find something to wrap it around, something small. So I'm gonna use a rhythm stick, okay? And I'm gonna roll it around my rhythm stick to kind of make it look like a stick. I'm gonna pull my rhythm stick out, and I'm gonna kind of form it just to look like a stick, okay? Once I have that, I'm gonna take my rhythm stick again, and I'm gonna wrap it, spiral it around my rhythm stick. Okay, so there we go, we have a spiral, and we're gonna keep it that way. This is how the rice is gonna filter through in our rain stick. All right, so now I'm gonna take my larger piece of foil, which is my 10-inch piece of foil, and I'm actually gonna wrap it around a broomstick. I'm gonna roll it around it. All right, and then I'm gonna pull it off. And then we're also gonna form this one into like a stick, but it's just bigger, okay? And then I'm gonna take it back to my broomstick. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna spiral it around here, and it's gonna make a bigger spiral than the other one that we have, okay? So now we have our 2 spirals. We have a small one, and we have a big one. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to insert them into each other. Just push the little one into the big one, like this, okay? And then we're gonna put our aluminum foil into our rain stick. And then we're gonna do our rice.
funny you realize why cooking shows have the little bowls
Right.
already chopped up. You know what I'm saying?
Already
Like
ready?
when you do things like
Right.
this, you're like,
Right.
oh, now that makes sense.
So we're gonna add some rice now. No, we're not.
Maybe a cup or a measuring cup would,
I do have
would
a
work.
Okay, so now I have a cup of rice. We've got our aluminum foil in. Both of our spirals are in there. Okay, now we're gonna pour our rice in. And our rice is gonna filter through our aluminum foil spirals. So I'm gonna put it all in there. We want it to be loud. All right, and then we're gonna follow up with attaching our bottom piece. Same way we did our top one. All right, so we now have our rain stick. I taped up both ends and we're gonna listen to it. So there you go. We have our own homemade rain stick. They sound pretty similar. Let's listen. Ours is like a quiet rain. All right, so now you have a rain stick you can use at home, and you can re-listen to our story and use your rain stick when the rain comes. All right, so now we're gonna learn how to make rain with our bodies. All right, so how do you think you can make rain with your body? I'll show you one way. This is a really quiet rain. You have to rub your hands together. That's like a nice quiet rain. Then when it gets to be bigger drops, then when it gets to be a heavier rain, and when you want thunder, you can jump. That's our thunder. So you can do so you can make your own little rainstorm at home. It rained a lot yesterday, but like we said in Kenya, it doesn't rain that much. So sometimes you got to use your rain stick and hope that rain comes. All right, guys, it's time to end the class, and we always end it with our goodbye song. Are you ready? It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to say goodbye. I had so much fun, and you had so much fun. We all had so much fun. Now it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. See you again. Goodbye, goodbye. See you again. Bye, guys.